So in this video, I'm going to show you a high-level overview of what objects are capable of. And to do that, I'm going to use Chrome as the platform of choice. And as you can see, I've got various tabs open, and I'm just going to head over to PowerShell. What I'm going to do is get an existing snapshot of the system. So what I'm going to do that is type in the get process commandlet, and what this will do is return a collection of process objects, and these are all the processes on the system what are running. And if I scroll up, we can see that they're sorted by various column values, and each one of these rows is in fact an actual process object, and collectively we have a collection of process objects. Now granted, there's quite a lot here, but what we're after is we're after narrowing this list down. We want to be more specific. We want more fine-grained control of our output. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to hit the up arrow, and I'm going to build on this command. So I'm going to pipe all those objects, all those process objects, to another command called where -object. And what this commandlet will do is it will retrieve all those process objects, and it will select or filter those process objects by the criteria that we specify. And in this case, I just want to search for all the Chrome processes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for all those process objects where the objects have a property name that is like Chrome. Hit enter, and as you can see, we do in fact get all those processes on the system that have a process name that is similar or like Chrome. Excellent, but we're still not done yet. What we now want to do is sort those processes by memory consumption. So in order to do that, I'm going to hit the up arrow, and what I'm doing here is building a command out step by step. Because I know that the previous command worked, I can then further refine this command going forwards. So I'm going to, excuse me, pipe the output of that, which is in fact all these Chrome process objects. And I'm going to, I don't know, let's sort these Chrome process objects by memory consumption used. So I'm going to pipe that output to the sort object commandlet. I'm going to sort on the property working set, and I'm going to sort in descending order. So if I hit enter, you'll see that all those process objects are now sorted in descending order, and they are sorted by memory consumption used. And we're not done yet, so what we want to do is further refine that command. So I'm going to hit up, and I'm going to pipe all that that output, and I'm going to pipe that to select object, which will now select the objects, and I want to select the, I don't know, the last three. Hit enter, and as you can see, we've selected those Chrome processors using the least amount of memory. And alas, we are starting to get somewhere. Now, let's say we wanted to kill off those processes. How would we go about that problem? So again, we are building commands step by step. So what I'm going to do is hit the up arrow. I'm going to pipe those existing or the final three process objects. I'm going to pipe them to the stop process. Hit enter, and nothing is outputted. But something has happened behind the scenes. So stop process has received those three Chrome process objects, and it stopped them. And to verify that this is actually the case, we can issue the command $, which outputs whether the last command that ran either failed or succeeded. And if we press enter, it did actually succeed. So let's go back a few steps, and we will do the last command before we actually sent those process objects over to the stop process commandlet. I'm going to hit enter, And as you can see, we've got 3 distinct Chrome process objects returned. We've just run this command again, and we can verify that this is in actual fact the case because these process IDs are distinct from this list here. And if we have a look, we've got 13448, which does in actual fact appear here, which makes sense because this is the tail end. And what we're going to do now is just touch briefly upon why this is such a powerful and expressive way to manipulate information. So in a traditional Unix shell, we would typically have to rely on different utilities, or we'd have to write a fully fledged program to get this sort of functionality. And we might have to deploy quite sophisticated programming constructs or write a whole script which could run into several pages just to get this sort of functionality. And there'd be a lot of information and unknowns that we would have to accommodate during this process. And this is the true power of PowerShell. And it's not limited by any particular commandlet. There are an infinite ways to process objects, and we can go out onto the internet with these objects. We can save to data stores with these objects. The possibilities are endless, and it's such a powerful and expressive way of doing systems administration. And as you can see, we've not really written any program as such. We've just chained together a series of commandlets and iteratively refined the output of each. Such a powerful and expressive means of programming. So that was the high-level overview of objects. Stay tuned for the next tutorial in which we explore the inner depths of objects, and I'm going to better equip you for building complex command lines that allow you to manipulate and exploit the powerful capabilities that objects provide. So stay tuned, it's going to be epic.